at the park before? Have you seen that, and how much activity is
Welcome to
actually
my
in the
world
park
here
right now?
on the internet. I'm your host, Moises Beauchamp Jr., coming at you. First of all, I'm testing this new mic that I got. And in the
I
case
believe
of
there's a
Brian
significant
Laundrie,
amount, as I mentioned just
they
a
done
second
found
ago.
some
It's kind of
clothing
tough for me
out
to,
there
grasp and to
they
quantify
went
exactly how
camping
many
at,
just
where
because
they
of that in and
found
out
that,
activity. The command center
the
vehicle,
car,
I have not seen it in some
the
time. I think the
Mustang.
last time I saw a command
They done
center vehicle
found
was
some
weeks
clothes
back in the early days
belonging
of
to
this search
Brian
on the other end of the
Laundrie.
Carlton Reserve here
And
in
this
the
is
Northport
according
end.
to the
I remember when we
attorney
saw
I'm
that,
getting it
the
from,
grid search is happening
the
out on the other
TV
end of the
here.
reserve. That's when we
So,
saw, I believe it
check
was
it out.
it might have been both. It might have been Northport and Sarasota County Sheriff's Office both had their command centers out here, but I haven't seen a command center since the early days of this search.
Give me a minute.
Allison, before we let you go, investigation, the FBI is not talking, but is there any other information from law enforcement sources, such as Northport Police, anything else that you're hearing that you could pass along to our viewers before we let you go?
Again, they done found some clothing
JB, the only thing I can say at this point, is
allegedly
based off what Josh Taylor
belonging
told
to
me, and it's simply
Brian
that
Laundrie.
the search out here continues. I asked him, is the park open? And that was his response. His response was that the search continues, and he said if we have anything of note, we will send it out to everyone at the same time. But at this point in time, that's all we know.
Allison Henning reporting for us, everybody. Allison, we'll kind of keep you on standby here if there's any new developments here at the scene. But again, I'm even surprised that we were able to get as good of a feed as we have been for WFLA Now right now, considering how remote and vast of an area that you're in. But we'll keep you here on standby. Back here with you live, everybody, on WFLA Now from Eagle 8 HD. And Eagle 8 HD, a finite resource, as of course so many of our viewers have been commenting here in the comment section. So what we'll do is we'll stay here and try to feature Eagle 8 HD for as long as we can and show you exactly what is going on. In fact, Eagle right now is over Allison Henning. You can see a lot of the media parked there near the entrance to Myakkahatchee, that side. And I want to make something very clear. And Masa, if you'd like, I can open up your mic unless you're still working the phones. Okay, let's open up Masa's mic. So we mentioned and I want to be very transparent here with our viewers as far as the process now. We mentioned, I mentioned about 10 minutes ago when we had this breaking news update that it was articles of clothing, and the text from Bertolino never mentioned clothing, did it? So I heard articles. So articles were
texting him right now.
Were found. Stephen Bertolino, if you're watching, you can text Masa back an update, and it would be very handy.
He's not watching. Yeah, so he had said that there was I have so many questions right now, JB. So should we reset or just stay on this?
Let's reset for our viewers that are just joining us, because we have engaged a new digital audience here. And again, it's articles found, not articles of clothing.
Quote articles. Articles. That's it. Okay, so we saw this huge increase in activity. This park had been opened up to the public, Myakkahatchee Creek Environmental Park. They closed it again. This is the site where we had seen so much activity. This is where Brian Laundrie had parked that Mustang, according to the family, on September 13th. This is where Chris Laundrie came, was it last week, JB, to help in the search for Brian, and recent days where Chris Laundrie came to help with the search for Brian. So we've been working, trying to find out why law enforcement was back at the scene. And now we know, according to the Laundrie family attorney, and again, law enforcement has not confirmed any of this. This is just the Laundrie family attorney, but he said that Chris and Roberta went to the Myakkahatchee Creek Environmental Park this morning to search for Brian. And apparently they had notified the FBI and Northport Police Department that they were going to do this. So this morning, law enforcement met them there at the scene. So that answers that question. Why was law enforcement there? They met up with Chris and Roberta Laundrie. And then he says, and this part I will quote, this is just so significant, quote, after a brief search off a trail that Brian frequented, some articles belonging to Brian were found. And they're saying that law enforcement is now conducting a more thorough investigation of the area.
And I heard articles of clothing. That's on me. So that was me saying articles of clothing.
It's just a natural thing to think. So he
I'll
said
get
just
back with
again,
y'all.
quote, article